back. This is Grand Finals. This is the peak of Rocket League around the world, at least for Europe, if you're a North American fan and don't agree with that. Boys, take it away.
Thank you, CJ. Been an absolute pleasure casting with you. But of course, it's time for Johnny Boy, the EU boy, they have to call him at this point, to come in.
No, you guys are a hard act to follow. I was having a great time watching that lower final. It's been a really interesting little break for me. You know, I was casting earlier on today, and then I was off for a couple. I took like a quick nap, woke up, and you guys were all talking about cakes. I'm thinking, what on earth's going on here? But it's been such a great tournament. Shout out again to BTS for making this possible, and all the teams are playing such phenomenal Rocket League. This, you know, if this grand final can be half as exciting as the lower final was, I'll be very, very happy. This is just, it's such an exciting matchup.
Pre-shout-outs to BTS. It's not even the end of the day, but their production team's so fun to work with. Everybody on the talent team has been absolutely incredible. At least the EU talent team didn't watch enough of NA. I saw Jorby and he was, you know, he was all right. Nah, I'm kidding. They were great as well. Loved the entire thing.
Well, this is it, though. You know, if we get a bracket reset, I think Twitch are going to lose their minds, because it doesn't get better than this. Dignitas back on farm. Giants have just taken down Vitality at the very end of a 7-game thriller. But Dig have got to be the favorites here. They've got that series in the bag already. They're coming through that upper bracket. They've already done the hard work. Now they just have to finish off the task. They need to beat Giants in one of 2 best-of-7s.
Yeah, they've already had, what is it, 4 best-of-7s in a row that they've gone to Game 7, I should say. Absolutely ridiculous. Going to OT as well in that last one against Vitality. But we'll just see if maybe it was the Vitality curse in that they went to 2 Game 7s today.
You know, just like often is in these games, it's all backboard pressure play early on. Apparentlyjack opens his scoring. It is just hard clear after hard clear for both teams. Unfortunately for Giants, Stake did not get the clear that he was looking for there. Apparentlyjack is all over it. In off the bar, that's crucial. We've seen a lot of crossbar down and out today. That one's gone in.
There's also to see Joreuz. He didn't flip back. He didn't try and rotate out as fast as possible. He trusted that his teammates would get something near net. And that's what set it up with his roof pass.
Oh my, that was awkward for Stake. Thank goodness for him. The Panda was a bit late to that one. Now Zamue, 1v1 with Joreuz. Joreuz, one of the best solo defenders in the world, but he can't keep out Stake, who helps out Zamue to put the ball into the net. Oh, what a pass. So Zamue goes as high as he can, because that just puts it out of Joreuz's reach. Look at how fast Stake got to that rebound as well.
Yeah, that's way in the advantage of the defender there to get up to that ball first, since he just needs to get underneath. He has the shortest path to that ball, and still Stake is faster than that, really putting a claim on that title of best KBM player in the world.
Yeah, I think he's got to be right now, especially after such a great 2020 that he's had. I mean, by the end of our LCS Season X, maybe that'll be more of a discussion, but right now, I don't think there's any argument there. Stake is just #1 for KBM. And maybe they could be #1 for BTS today if they can finish off, you know, the monumental task of beating Dignitas twice in a row today. I mean, with the run that Dignitas have had, even beating them once would be impressive. They look back at their best.
And nicely enough, they just feel warmed up into the series. They don't feel like they're slow starting. Maybe not going into those passing positions and playing as aggressively as they can, but playing comfortably, hitting the ball well, and you know, just trusting each other.
Yeah, just like, you know, they're feeling each other out just like is so common at the start of these high-pressure games, high-pressure series. Not a lot of passing going on. I would like to see a few more passes being sprinkled in there in the midfield, and especially in defense. Passing out of defense, such a key to relieving pressure, to clearing the ball and surprising the opposition when you do so.
And I have a question for you, Johnny, that might be interesting if this goal doesn't go in. Now, if you think these guys have obviously proven to be 2 of the best in EU right now, but if this was a land, what do you think this does for Giants and Dignitas? Who performs better on those live events?
Oh wow, that's such a tough one. You know, I would have to think that Dignitas would have the edge, because they've got Panda, who's won so many lands. You know, the rest of this lobby, by comparison, are all complete novices when it comes to LAN gameplay. So if anything, I'd have to say it favors Dignitas more. But already, Giants are starting to find some advantages. It's the ground play of Itachi again. This is going to be great for you to see, Yummy. Look at that. Fakes out Joreuz to get the goal near post. I mean, is this reminding you of Shawset 2019?
A little bit, but I think the advantage here between, you know, that team and this is Giants are always playing as fast as they possibly can. The number of shots they usually put on, you saw it in the last series, the amount of times they challenge makes it so the defenders often play way too quickly. They expect the shot to come out early, and that makes those slow plays that much more deadly.
The backboard was open again there. Dignitas really need to be careful. As we saw for the first goal the Giants scored this game, you cannot delay your backboard defense against Giants. They get up so quickly for the rebound. Sidewall, backwall, doesn't matter. They are reading bounces incredibly early, and they're on form at the moment. This is easily, for me, a return to form for Giants and a peak that we've seen with from them with Itachi on the roster. Got a chance to talk to him earlier. What a great you know, insight he gave us to this new team. They just feel confident. They feel good today. They feel like they're in a slump before this, but now they're out of it, and they're playing some of their best Rocket League. Dignitas down by 1 with just about 10 seconds to go.
It's crazy to think the Giants would be slumping the way that they have been playing. Even in RCS getting solid results as well for what is a fairly new team. One last play there as Itachi does intercept that one and prevents Dignitas any chance of getting back in the game.
Yeah, that's just huge by Itachi. A monster read. Actually, Panda might be able to keep this up. Oh, he just let it roll a bit too far forward in the front of his car. But, you know, that motivation to prove yourself for the first time, it really does drive, you know, rookie players to do incredible things. Just think just in Season 5 of RCS. And
yeah, but you talk about
the mechanical players.
You talk about that, right? And you've got Dignitas with these two fresh-faced players as well that do have to prove themselves. That's been the strength of them, and it's also a kickoff goal for them.
And that's a great start as well. Getting Panda involved has been, I think, a big factor of their success today. It hasn't been just the rookies. Well, I call them rookies. They've got actually a lot of experience already, but, you know, compared to Panda, everyone in this lobby is pretty much a rookie competitively, because he's been around for so long, all the way since Season 1, and, you know, been getting second place at RLCS Season 2. You know, compared to him, they're definitely rookies, but it hasn't been all about them. It's definitely been a story today about Panda returning to form, and like he said, and like Cole said, he's been improving mechanically. I think that, you know, playing with young guys like Jack and Joreuz is a great way for him to, you know, pick up some new skills, because the way that these young players come in and play the game is just so refreshing, and it's so clean to look at compared to the OGs.
Yeah, good old tall Cole, you know, there's the short Cole, redhead Cole, and there's tall Cole. He's really come out big for Violentpanda in this run, and I think it really is important that Violentpanda is able to step up for these young guns. You can't just be the leader anymore. It's like in other games where you have the leader that may not be as good mechanically as others. You can't afford that anymore in Rocket League. You have to have just all three players mechanically brilliant, all able to make plays their own.
Yeah, 100%. It's the same thing for Turbo over in NA. He's been improving mechanically, and his team has also elevated as a result of that. Not only because of that, but, you know, amongst other things. And now it's just time to see if Jack and Joreuz will get a slice of the success. How about that? Joreuz with a monster redirect. 2-0 Dignitas.
They've done so well on these passing plays all tournament long. Look how confident Joreuz is to hang forward. And a laser beam mid-net gets them an early lead in game 2.
It's a phenomenal response as well. Having a 2-goal cushion is a big deal. Giants have had some clutch late equalizers today, and, you know, forcing them to now play a bit more aggressively before the final few seconds of the game. It might leave some more weaknesses for Dignitas to even pick up a third goal, maybe more, because their defense has been very impressive. This is, I think, the main thing for Dignitas these days. It was the main thing when Astral joined them way back in the day. Sorting out the defense is step one to becoming a solid team. And that seems to be, in my opinion, something that they've really focused on. Their communication is on point.
Yeah, they will score more goals. Violentpanda alone at the backboard, making sure to lead by example here. That's an actual brilliant intercept as well on Itachi.
Wow, yeah, just solid. He just read the defense. He gets in the way of the clear. And that's a really fast recovery as well. He's powering through that dodge with his boost, but he wouldn't slow down at all. And he just beat Giants to a backboard rebound. It's not often that happens.
I think also leaning back on the statement about defense as well, that's usually what you have when you have those young mechanical players. They're usually the most aggressive players on the pitch. Even look at Itachi right now. The thing that they're missing is that defensive rotation most of the time. It's one of the more difficult concepts to wrap your head around playstyle-wise, and that's the sort of thing that Violentpanda does bring to the team.
Yeah, Panda, he said it himself in his interview earlier on. He's just been trying to teach these guys and help them learn how to rotate and how to play as a team, because that's all that they need. Is you know, in his words, they don't need any help with the mechanical aspects of the game. You know, handling their own car, making plays. You know, you couldn't be more right about that. You know, I couldn't say it better myself. It's been insane watching this team really pick it up in the last few weeks. You know, they did pretty well in a great group stage recently, and now they're making a run, doing well in groups and the playoffs of BTS.
And they've got a very solid 3-0 lead, and they're finding that old form once again. The Dignitas, who won a regional championship after the previous regional EU event, they really flopped out until they got to that Worlds. Stave will have to make a save there, and even though they're 3 goals in the lead, Dignitas are not letting up one bit.
Yeah, this is sort of what I was saying. You know, the defense of Giants has been exposed in the counterattack a few times because they know they really do have to start taking risks if they are going to come back here. Dignitas aren't throwing away free goals anymore. More importantly, maybe, they're not just sitting back and letting Giants come at them, which is one of the things we saw a lot from Dignitas in RLCS Season X. So they'll sit in defense and they'll let the other team come at them for the entire game. But now they're really slotting in those challenges. Look at Panda's third goal there. It wasn't just a great offensive play. It started with a really good defensive read, like you mentioned.
And Dignitas have been able to slow down the ball a lot, which is countering somewhat the Giants just straight going for 50s, going for challenges play, because they're kind of just waiting for those challenges to come in, which is probably maybe one of the downfalls that Vitality had against them. So game 2 looking very dominant here for Dignitas to take control and maybe prevent a bracket reset.
Yeah, this is huge. They've also kept a clean sheet up until now. I would love to see Dignitas really focus on holding on to that, just to deny Giants any kind of offensive success. Try to drain them as much as possible, and they should be able to pull it out. This is a pretty good position for Dignitas. Panda's out of boost, but everyone else is back in the net. Actually, just I say that they've got a momentary open net, but they will keep it clean.
Which when it works, when you do get that big dunk in your favor, it often leads to a goal. But if it doesn't, it gives a lot of room to Dignitas, which is dangerous if they can get those passes going, like we saw early on in the tournament when they got those big upsets to start with.
So game 3, see Violentpanda's name twice there in the stands. Season 3 or season 4 and 5 champion, I should say, of RLCS.
Finalist in season 6 as well.
Finalist in season 6, finalist in season 2. You know, he's right there. Number 3 is in terms of like titles, all-time success. Only Turbo and K-Dog have his number there, and I don't see any of them on the field right now. That's a great passing play. Jack smashes it in, and it's a full team play all the way from defense to get things started.
You love to see it. It doesn't get better as a pass back than that. Absolutely drilled as fast as possible, right on the nose of your teammate, which gives them an easy shot, and it also makes it so much more difficult to intercept. Way too fast.
So it looks like Dignitas have figured out how to at least find some offensive success against Giants. And that's not a very helpful touch by Zamue. He's really put his team in trouble here. Panda spotted the weakness and doubles up Dignitas' lead.
Pain. Zamue is much better than that touch implies. The Violentpanda was just circling. He does it all himself off the kickoff. And this is the situation we didn't want to see for Giants.
Yeah, this is a nightmare. I mean, in the last game, they went down early on. Some great plays from Dignitas. And then they ended up overextending just a bit too much and got hit on the counters again and again. Oh, what a pinch though. That one's going to go in. Zamue with an absolute rocket. Opens a scoring. That's the first goal for Giants in the last 2 games.
Zamue all the way. Touchy just has to watch, and so does Apparentlyjack. You love it. The Cuxier pinch has now been revived.
Just beautiful. What a play as well. You know, your team absolutely needs something there. And to make it even better, Jack was in the back corner when Zamue hit that shot. He was all the way back, pretty much as far as he could be. The only reason that he couldn't get there is because Zamue's hit it oh so hard, almost perfect on the pitch.
Well, I guarantee you that they were calling for it. They knew that that pinch was coming. You can see it come from a mile away. But that doesn't matter if the pinch is that good, that fast, that you still can't get back to net in time. Yeah,
that was insane. I mean, like I said almost perfect. It might have actually just been perfect in terms of how much power you can generate from there, because that one absolutely flew. At the wind-up, the actual time between him jumping and dodging into the ball, it wasn't a big window. It wasn't like he gave it away any earlier than he should have.
Well, that may be the opportunities for Giants to get back in, but it's still just one sneaky goal. And they'll need to find one extra here. Itachi hasn't been pushing up, and now Itachi's in a 2v1 situation in defense. If Violentpanda could have got the follow-up touch, it may have been the play to secure that 2-goal lead. Itachi just opting for a shot. Maybe a little bit too early in that play.
That's a great call from Apparentlyjack, though. There were a couple of defenders for Dignitas in the area. But Jack called it early, and the confidence was there from his teammate. Just leave it for him. Bit of a bit of a violence in defense here. But I don't think Dignitas are going to be too bothered by all that. They've still got a comfortable lead here. I say comfortable, but it's just one goal. The only reason that they should feel good about this is because their rotation looks on point. They got caught with their pants down by a pitch. That happens. when Zamue pulls out a solo play like that, you just have to give him a quick clap, a nice shot, quick chat. But overall, Dignitas look very, very good right now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Giants really like taking shots that are close to that net, where you don't have time to respond. Dignitas are forcing them to take their shots early in the midfield, which gives them so much more time to defend. That's what makes them look relaxed here.
Yeah, they really are forcing Giants' hands. Final 2 minutes of the game already. And how many shots are Giants? Yeah, it's just got in! Well, I thought there was going to be a defender, but it looks like the last man might have been tripped on his way back here. Jack was trying to get back to the net, but did he get slowed down at all? Either way, bit of a momentary lapse there. 2 long shots have gone in to Dignitas goal.
And Giants scored a lot of long shots against Vitality too. Just kind of reeled them in close to their own backboard, and then all of a sudden scored a goal. No! You hate to see that.
Wow, the defense is just absolutely crumbled. Giants have just let Dignitas back in front after, I think, picking up a bit of a freebie with the long shot equalizer. They can't have been expecting that one to go in, and really, none of us expected that whiff on the back wall. That is just not acceptable at this level anymore. But will they get a chance to redeem themselves? Great challenge. Stake going for the mind game, unable to pull it off.
And Giants, they make Santa's red rosy cheeks look pale in comparison. They've got to be embarrassed by that one. Just a big miss. They were all trying to push out. And now, in a series where they've struggled to get some solid, consistent scoring, they have to equalize in this one. Stake will be the first one up. He's got a pre-jumping partner in Zamue. I guess they're feeling it. They're having a bit of fun with it, at least.
I mean, yeah, you got to do what you got to do, Sometimes you got to take some risks if you're going to win at this level, but I don't know about that one with over a minute left in the game. That's an extreme commitment to one play when there is time left on the clock. That being said, Giants have used it to pile on the pressure, and it has caused Dignitas defense to make a mistake. And can you believe it? It's a double commit to the corner, and then again, a lack of boost from Dig on the retreat.
Well, you did say they had to take some risks, and they have been beating the defense in the last couple of plays. It's stiff competition right now, as I don't know how this manages to kind of go back and forth. We are seeing more mistakes in defense than I think we expected.
Yeah, this game definitely more than the 2 prior. The first 2 games were pretty clean, and it was just Dignitas reading Giants' clears that enabled them to establish a big lead. Overall, I think both teams played very well. This game, though, clear mistakes in defense for both teams. Now it just comes down to who can clutch it up, who can forget about those mistakes and just move on to what's important and score in the winning goal.
I just love Joreuz and Apparentlyjack, how they love to stand in front of the ball and just try and roof pass. It's again Joreuz doing the exact same thing, just hanging up there. Now it's Itachi's turn. Maybe it's like a freestyle 1v1 competition where you each take turns going for that redirect.
Well, Joreuz is pre-jumping as well there. I mean, no better time to do that than 0 seconds because it's so unlikely. Well, it's maybe not so unlikely these days, but it's definitely less likely that you're going to get punished for it. But I mean, if you had to pick one of these teams in a freestyle 1v1, I'd have to go with Dignitas. Joreuz himself, he's just a highlight reel. But apparently Jack as well, he's got some tricks. And I mean, Panda might have scored goal of the day. This whole team, they've got some moves.
Man, and this is an important game, especially for Giants who want to try and finish this series as early as possible. So we'll be looking to see if they can do it. Itachi's got a 2v1, but beaten out by Joreuz, holding that midfield line well. Violentpanda will be looking to secure the game and maybe the series if they can get, again, an early lead and make it a long one. 30 seconds into the play and it's still not getting close enough to the net as the breakaway goes the other way and counterattack City for Giants.
Joreuz just escaping a nasty demo attempt. Now he's actually been pull shot into the ball by Panda. Now we've seen a few successful pull shots from teammates.
Wait.
Oh no, wait! It's gone in! Once again, we all have to just say what on earth is going on because Dignitas have been caught, not for the first time in the game, by a long shot. And that one actually just went straight through the challenge. I mean, Itachi's probably wondering if Dignitas have been sifting because that 50-50 was all too easy. I mean, yeah, now, again, Giants get their noses in front. They had the one-game lead. They lost it. Now they've got it back. That one was in a bit more crazy fashion. And that's, in fact, you know, caused me more concern for Dignitas than the first loss that they had in this series.
Yep.
First loss, no big deal. You know, they're playing pretty well. Giants got the better of them. That one, though, a lot of unforced errors. And, you know, in a game like Rocket League, where there's such a small margin for error, you have to be so careful.
Especially when Dignitas had the lead. They should know how to keep that. Even though maybe two of the more rookie members, Apparentlyjack and Joreuz, have been around the block to know, and especially Violentpanda, should know how to manage those leads with a few seconds remaining. Now, Vodafone Giants have started off this game a little bit better with the pressure that they've managed to build and the attack, the assault on the net that they were able to create early on.
I'm not sure what on earth Jack was planning there. Trying to make a play, maybe a redirect play off Joreuz, flip reset. Sets up. Dignitas really trying to up the shot difficulty. Somebody needs to tell them you still only get 1 point. It doesn't matter how cool the goal is. But, you know, some of the stuff they've been trying today. Do they think we have a new scoring system in Rocket League? Because yeah, we need to tell Verge to relay the message.
I have to go tell Dakota to put that in the next game mode. We saw that awesome bit from BTS, but in the break, you know, maybe they were missing that suggestion: car, soccer, and three-pointer.
Yeah, that would be beautiful. Yeah, I mean, if it was 3-pointers, if we're talking about distance rather than style, Giants would have crushed Dignitas in the last game. I think every goal came from their own half, so they would have absolutely smashed it. This is already looking better for Dignitas. They've not been caught out by hard clear, so it's an easy one to spot.
Yeah, and a good clear comes out. Violentpanda has to get an interesting touch, but it's back into center for Zamue. Interesting plays for Giants as they just kind of pushing up, but not really stretching a play into the distance. It's a good pass again from Zamue, but Dignitas are one of the best teams at these intercepts. Now they've got some solo time on the ball, but they didn't know who they wanted to finish it off.
Yeah, they see Itachi coming at them. That's probably going to be quite worrying. And if what else is worrying, Stakes air dribble. Oh, the rebound from Zamue was a slow one. Thank goodness for Dig. And now Panda in a 1v1. And he's got the mechanical ability. How about that? Solo play. Panda puts the team on his back.
Oh, the best mechanical player according to Tall Cole, and he is just showing why today. This is the difference it makes of just somebody coming out and stepping up that little extra notch mechanically. Those likes of Violentpanda, or earlier in the year, K-Dot, when he had a huge performance. It just makes such a difference, and Violentpanda could be dragging them forward once again.
Oh, he definitely is. That was a great pass. It deserved a better shot to be attached to the end of it. You know, Cole, he got the winning goal in crew battles. I'm sure that was the cherry on top of that victory for him. Can Panda do the same here today? I mean, nobody is looking here at Dignitas to see if Jack or Joreuz are going to prove themselves mechanically. All eyes on Panda for that question. But, you know, Jack and Joreuz, when we get to the business end of this series, that's when all eyes are going to switch to them. Can they produce the level that they've been playing at today under that pressure? Jack, oh, almost. Comes in with a wild ceiling shot, but he just got a bit too high.
Oh, what a double dunk as well by Violentpanda. Again, stepping up with the challenges as Dignitas starting to get put under the pump here. It's a pass into center. Violentpanda has been very solid on defense. I think when you're talking about the defense for Dignitas and when it is wide open, it's usually one of Joreuz or Apparentlyjack who have pushed a bit too far forward and left that one open. A pass attempt from Violentpanda to the left, and the demo from Apparentlyjack makes that pass work in totality. Joreuz can't get the air dribble over the top. Stake is making the play. The other end, Stake's getting close, but again shut down. Apparentlyjack good in that 1v1 situation.
Oh, there's Panda going to be able to do 1v2. No, he can't. He's bumped into the net. And the ball swiftly follows. Giants back in it. And unfortunately for Dignitas, it was just too much for Panda to handle. Can't really blame him there, though. It was a great capitalization on some chaos. Giants bumped Jack out of position and then smacked Panda into the net. Easy open goal.
Well, also Joreuz dunked Apparentlyjack to make that happen in the first place. We've seen a few confusing plays across the day, and that is confusing it up at the other end. That doesn't, you don't get much better. It was clean, it was simple, but it works.
Yeah, this is just brilliant again. Panda had the goal to start off this game, and now he's assisted Jack's open net to put them ahead again. He really is showing up huge in the grand final here and all throughout this tournament. But with all these brand new players in RLCS Season X, all throughout this year of 2020, the mechanical ability has climbed in Rocket League like it has never done so before. And Panda, one of the veterans of the scene, is able to not only hang with that, but he's able to thrive.
I mean, yeah, there's so many people who just aren't able to keep up with mechanics. I mean, even Cuxy is not on a top team anymore, and he's been one of the examples of players able to keep up with mechanics. But you still have Violentpanda hanging at the top, always somehow getting into these grand finals, no matter how dire the team situation seems to be earlier on. And he's showing the captaincy. Verge as well, starting to make a real name for himself as a coach for Dignitas.
Yeah, we've got to give credit as well, not only to the offensive power that Violentpanda has brought to the team in this fourth game, but also the defense. Game 3, it was looking very, very flaky. Now they're showing up. Now, just I say it though, hold on a second. That was a naked crossbar, and luckily for Dignitas, Giants were not able to get in the area quickly. They're still piling on the pressure here. Panda's there to clear it. 5 seconds left. It looks like it's going to need to be a 0-second play for Giants.
Oh yeah, this doesn't seem possible. Dignitas tie up the series.
Fast reads of bounces on walls, any surface pretty much. You know, they just read it a lot quicker than your average team. But the ground play as well. We saw a little bit of it earlier on. I do wonder if that will be a focus, because if you're getting intercepted a lot, if the other team are reading your clears, don't hit the ball away at all. Just keep it close. Play 50-50s in ground game. And I've seen Giants have a lot of success with that already this tournament.
Oh, I want to see Giants go for a few more fake challenges at this point. You know, they're playing a little bit into this Dignitas, or most importantly, into Joreuz and Apparentlyjack by going for these immediate challenges a lot of the time. And you can see, even in that situation right there against Joreuz, it goes in the favor of those 1v1 players whenever that happens. Getting a fake challenge, they'll make the play, you can actually force something out instead.
Yeah, this just going to also be interesting to see how Joreuz and Jack can play in game 6-7. Oh my days. Well, there you go. Speaking about challenges and, you know, 1v1 players being good at them. This is why we were so shocked that apparently Jack was crushing a 50-50 to lose game number game number 3, sorry. He's returned the favor. This time it's not in OT, but it does with Dignitas in front.
And it's those kind of goals, those freebie sort of 50 goals that, you know, you're going for them, but you're not expecting necessarily to score a goal from it. Those are the ones that secure you series. Fireburner, a long history of taking NRG to regional wins based off that. And this is essentially a regional final. All EU up against each other right now in the grand final, and Dignitas could be doing it in a safe fashion with those 50s.
And you can tell by the quality of play, especially in the winner final, loser final, and now the grand final. These guys mean business. Tryhard pants are on, and they have been on for a while now, but it's still so huge that Dignitas are able to now play this level. If they can keep this up, then we might actually have a new EU team in that top flight as well. You've got to mention Solary taking down the Monaco Cup. this week as well. That's another team in Europe who have been beating, you know, top EU squads. That was another stacked tournament that just happened this week. So EU definitely looking more competitive. Now that's an open net. Itachi can't get over the top of it, but somebody else might. Actually, Zamue and Sig, they both rotated out left and right, so no one was there in the middle.
That goal was begging. It really felt like Itachi should have had that one. Just reads the bounds, almost a demo on Itachi as well. Dignitas really searching for this second goal. And Zamue can't even get it past that midfield line. Violentpanda sure in control here for Dignitas. As Joreuz keeps this one forward as well. Stake to the corner, but Apparentlyjack breathing down his neck. You can feel the humidity on his collar. There's no real room for Giants to even get out at this point.
Yeah, it's been a real struggle. They've actually gone for air dribbling instead of dribbling, so I guess I was half right there. But at the same time, completely wrong. Giants looking for any way out here. But Dignitas have got such a solid midfield line. And it makes sense that they would. If they can rotate and communicate properly, they've easily got the individual skill. They've easily got the brick wall kind of defense. I mean, this is like Dignitas of old. Nobody can get past them. Zamue actually just skied a 50-50 into the Dignitas crossbar. It was similar to Apparentlyjack's goal earlier in this game. Now, Dignitas do need to be careful. They are pressing up very far here, trying to shut down Giants early. Gotta look out for those hard clears. Gotta look out for those big clears in the backboard. That's another one that's somewhat open, but look at the Panda recovering and saving the team once again.
That's the clutchness from clutchness. That's the clutch ability coming out, as we call it in EU and Australia. The clutchness of Violentpanda coming to the fore. A minute 30 left. They keep the lead and may score a goal here. It takes two people to save it. Another pass into center, but too quick for Apparentlyjack.
Yeah, Dignitas looks ready to take the lead here for the first time in the grand final, but there's still a minute and change for Giants. They have to get their act together though. They are being read just so well. And even when Dignitas did double commit and leave only Panda at the back, he was able to keep them out. Again, Panda, last man back. He puts in a huge hard clear. This is relieving so much pressure. Giants are running out of time.
It seems the strategy here for Dignitas is to let Joreuz and Apparentlyjack just play solo, not commit too much. You know that they can have a lot of effect with that, though. Violentpanda going for a very optimistic dunk in that front half. May have taken him out for a very long time. The Giants can't capitalize on that 3v2.
30 seconds left. Giants just trying to find a way past the halfway line. Never mind scoring into Dignitas goal. They'll take getting out of their half at the moment. Joreuz flip reset, flick into a dunk. Not sure he meant it, but it's worked out pretty well. Kills more time off the clock. Now counter down the right-hand line. Giants will just try to get the ball into the middle, and they're past one. Joreuz was out of the game briefly there. The crossbar saves Dig. It was an uncontested shot. Now a post is going to come into action. 5 seconds left.
Oh, the lead almost here for Dignitas, but can Giants take it away? It's open. The Joreuz just avoids the demo. Dignitas go to match point, but they also go to Beyond the Summit 2 point. What is considered a very mechanical team with both Joreuz and Apparentlyjack meant to be the stars of the show.
Absolutely, it's not the win. These aren't the wins that I'm sure you Dignitas fans imagine. You know, everybody's been waiting for Joreuz to pop off and 1v6 a lobby, and Jack likewise, but that's not been what Dignitas have done today. They've been such a well-balanced team, and it just goes to show, like you said earlier, Rocket League isn't all about enabling one carry anymore. If you can have 3 players who at any moment can pop off and make a huge play, you're gonna have those insane runs like Dignitas of old. Nobody was the carry of that team. They were all playing, you know, at the level of players who are in the conversation for best in the world.
Yeah, there were fights back and forth between everybody. Even analysts at Worlds would fight over who was meant to be the MVP at any point in time on that team. But I don't think there's too much of a fight. Violentpanda putting a big name for himself if he can close out this series. We're seeing Vodafone Giants go for a few more demos as well, and maybe try and upset those rotations that are coming out from especially Apparentlyjack and Joreuz. But once again, Violentpanda, a really good challenge. Joreuz, an even better one. It's so open. Apparentlyjack just needs to get it from the ball. Not there in time. Just too slow for the Giants, who were able to get back to defense. And now it's the other way. It's a long shot stake from one end to the other.
and you believe it, Yummy, it's happened again. Stake straight down the middle. And I mean, Joreuz is not even close to that one. Fair play, it was pretty quick. That developed at an insane pace, but still, Dignitas have been caught, you know, out of position several times here in this series. That's just another one, and that one, more importantly, puts them behind in Game 6.
That was the positioning from Stake as well. He just hard went for that intercept, knowing that both of his teammates could cover the net. And, you know, having more teamwork in the defense may be something that has been missing from the Giants, at least in the last couple of losses, game losses that they have taken. That being said, Joreuz now has an opportunity to tie it up once again. Itachi up to the task, and Violentpanda will keep it in here. Not much boost on Stake. In fact, 0 to be able to contend with. A good pass across. Violentpanda is there, the demo. Itachi again coming in big.
Yeah, great attempt there by Jack, but now that has taken 2 Dig players out of the game, and Zamue will collect Itachi's pass and put it past the last member. It was a tough position for Panda to be in. There is a large gap there in the rotation because of the double commit to one offensive play, and that is just what happens when you take a risk.
And that was the patience we really needed from Zamue to just wait for that shot, force Violentpanda up in the end for oh, the mistakes, the disappointment. Oh no, I really hope Itachi's mum's not watching this.
Oh no. Well, he's trying to keep control, Yummy. He wanted to dribble that ball into the corner. He didn't want to dodge into it and give it to the third man of Dig, who might be coming in to intercept. Once again, oh my goodness, they've just done it again. I mean, we've had some criticisms of kickoffs recently, but how about that one? Just as risky as you can get. Dead ball kickoff, and we've got a player in the back corner going for boost. No way you catch up to that one. What a cheat though by Dig. That was about as close as you can cut it, and they have equalized just in the blink of an eye.
Please don't be throw-to-zone Giants. I don't want to hear it. They had the 2-goal lead, and it was just 2 big mistakes. One off the kickoff, it's instantly turned the other way. And Dignitas, thanking their lucky stars, they probably were even thinking about a Game 7 at that point.
Yeah, well, they were just thinking, right, let's just play this one out carefully. We've still got a lot of time left in the clock, and we've tied it up. Nice job, guys. Well played. I like that variation you've gone there. I was thinking myself about to throw in the game, but you know, you got a lot of options here when you got double O sound in your name for a team in Rocket League. Good interception there by Itachi. He was the only man back in the play. Now he's got the whole squad with him as he attacks the Dignitas goal. And I'm sure the crowd, everybody watching, would love to see this go to a Game 7, but Giants are not on the same page. That is another huge overcommitment. Itachi just got back in touch.
I don't even know what to talk about this series. It's just become a game of mistakes on both ends for these goals to get into openings. It's only really been Violentpanda stepping up as a major, solid factor for one team. Vodafone Giants often scrambling back, and they are good at that kind of defense, but it's also opening up opportunities for Dignitas.
I mean, it has happened before. We've seen Panda in so many finals, clutching it up and playing at the highest level possible. Unfortunately for Giants, you know, they've had some struggles in finals this season, so it does make sense that Panda would be the one player who looks like he's playing at his normal level. Although I wouldn't say, you know, this entire tournament has been a step up. So is this the new normal for Panda? Are we just going to roll with that? I suppose so. A minute to go. Giants need a goal to get into that Game 7, but Dignitas, just after a minute has gone by, pick up the 1-goal lead. And it is just a terrible clear from Zamue. He finds Joreuz perfectly waiting in the halfway line.
He really wanted Itachi. That's the risk-taking that they like.
Yeah.
But it was not the pass that they wanted to go forward. And Dignitas, out of the depth of despair, out of Tartarus, have climbed all the way back up. 50 seconds left is all they need to do to hold on. Giants have been able to show that they can tie it up from this spot, but now it is hanging in the midfield. Joreuz with the backflip. It's going the other way for Giants. 40 seconds for them to get back into the game. A double demo, but Apparentlyjack comes up big.
Huge interception by Jack. It's Panda who's just gluing a defense together for Dignitas. You want to see his nameplate in the goal whenever the ball goes along. Giants don't have the time now. They just need to get rid and try to throw everything at Dignitas. Their tournament life is on the line.
And Violentpanda still working hard in the defense. He's in the midfield. He's got himself caught awkward. Zamue, he almost had an opening stake, was looking for the demo. He still is. But Violentpanda don't need no boost, don't need anything. He just gets the clear with 3 seconds remaining. One last chance for Vodafone Giants. Or is it Dignitas? It is! Dignitas take it. They are the Summit 2 champions.
Oh my. We have a new contender in EU. Dignitas take down Endpoint. They take down Vitality. And now they take down Vodafone Giants back to back to back to top off. Also a very successful group stage. You know, the reverse sweep loss to Galaxy Racer. That's a pretty close one to beating another very good team. They beat Giants in the group stage as well. And of course, they 4-0'd BTS. What a tournament for Dignitas. Deserved winners here. They had a few times where they were caught out a little bit too far off their goal line. But, you know, apart from that, they showed immense class. Joreuz and Jack have, I think, fulfilled their potential here. And Panda back at his best.